Ann from Game Like a Mother. I specialize in games that can be played in 20 minutes or less, and this is my holiday gift guide for kids 2021 edition. Games are experience gifts you can wrap up and put in a box, and they're also educational. They teach social and emotional skills, and maybe even some math and strategy. So great across the board. I have 20 different games on this list. I start with stocking stuffers and some Playdate games, and then work from youngest to older ages, and I have all of the games listed in the description of the video along with timestamps, so if you want to skip to a particular one, you can. Let's get started. First up, we have our stocking stuffers. Uno Flip is super fun, a nice twist to the Uno theme. You have a few more specialty cards and you just flip the deck when a certain card is played, and it's easy to learn, lots of fun to play, and they have a waterproof version of the deck, which is ideal for pool time or hot tubs. Also, Stax is a great game to consider. It's a little puzzle game with, it has 36 different puzzles, and you use barnyard animals to put the puzzles together. And they have different themes. They have cat stacks and dog pile. The Stax version is a little bit easier, geared for younger ages, so I really like that, but if someone's really into cats or dogs, you can do one of the other ones too. And this is great to stick in a bag to take into a restaurant with you, or say you have some long family functions and need to keep a small child entertained. This is a great choice. Next up, we have a couple options for Playdate style games. Goat Slingers. You have a plastic mountain and you catapult these little goat figures up onto it, and it is crazy addictive. We used this at a board game camp I ran this past summer. Everybody was into slinging the goats. Nothing to explain, a lot of fun to play. And then Ice Cool is an award-winning game that where you flick penguins around in a series of little cubes that make up the high school Ice Cool, and they're trying to collect fish. And this one, there's an art to it. The more you play, you have to flick the penguins and get them to go around corners. You can even shoot them over walls. Super cute and a great choice for kids who really like video games. Okay, next we get to the part of the list where I have all the games broken down by different age categories. First up, we have 2-year-old games. I have a 2-year-old. She plays loads of games. It's so fun. You just need to manage your expectations a little bit. And if you treat it as an experience rather than like, let's do the game and play the rules, you will have great success and it will be fun for everyone. One of the games we love right now, highly recommend, is Rhino Hero Jr. And it's a game where you are stacking up little pieces to make a building and getting your rhino to the top of it. And there's different numbers to match together and colors. So it's great, like good concepts for a 2-year-old to be working on. I love this game because it leads to games like Rhino Hero and Rhino Hero Super Battle, which are both fantastic games in their own right for older kids. And the theme of this game is great too, because I don't know any 2-year-olds who don't love stacking things. So they will naturally want to do the activity the game is asking them to do. And there are multiple ways to play. They have a bunch of different options, so you can kind of see what works best for your child. And as they get older, the game can grow with them. My older kids all still really like playing this game, even though they've played all of the Rhino Hero and Rhino Hero Super Battle. So it's a great game and it stands up. The other 2-year-old game is Off to Bed. My 2-year-old has been loving this lately. It's another HABA game. And basically, it's where you are doing a bedtime routine for all these different little animal figures. And just like older kids like playing school, younger kids like pretend playing with what they know, and the bedtime routine is a great thing for them to practice and play doing, not when it's just time to go to bed, so that they know what's expected and they can talk about it with you or with another family member about, oh, this is how bedtime works. And it's really fun and familiar with them. And it also just has some great core game concepts like taking turns and matching and working together as a team. So 2-year-old games are fabulous. There are a lot of options out there and I highly recommend checking a few out. Next up, we have our preschool games for kids ages 3 and 4. The first game I have here is Disney's It's a Small World. You have a boat and you're going through the ride and you're given cards and you're trying to find the items on the cards as you're going around the ride. And we love this game because it's Disney and so many kids love everything that is Disney, and it's beautiful. It looks just like the ride, and so it's really fun to play, and it's really impressive when you set it up because it's kind of tall. And this is great because you don't actually have to play the music from the ride if you don't want to, but you could if you wanted to enhance your game experience. And I really like that they both have cooperative and team options to play this, which is nice to have for this age group. The other game that I love for preschoolers is My First Castle Panic. This is a cooperative monster fighting game. Monsters are trying to storm the castle, and you're working together to play the right cards to remove the monsters from the board. And this is great because it leads to another fabulous game, which is just Castle Panic, but it is very fun and an excellent game in its own right. Next, we have games for early elementary, which is ages 5 to 7. Dragomino is a domino game, but instead of numbers being on the dominoes, there's different types of terrain. And when you play matching terrain together, you get to collect a dragon egg. And sometimes the dragon egg is empty, but sometimes there's a cute little baby dragon in there. And you want to collect the most dragons possible, and you get 1 point per dragon at the end of the game. Whoever has the most points is the winner. We love this game because both boys and girls seem to be equally excited about the little baby dragons. They're very cute. They can do the scoring on their own. It's very simple. And there's a mama dragon that is used in the game. If you have an empty dragon shell you collect, then you get the mama dragon and you get to go first the next round of selecting dominoes, which does a lot to pacify a sad child who didn't get what they'd hoped for in their dragon egg. And I love that this leads to the King Domino world of games, which are all excellent and great fun for years to come. The other game for this age group is Space Escape, also known as Mole Rats Escape. We have been playing this a ton lately. It is a blast. You are trying to get you're working cooperatively to get your mole rats to the escape pod in the center of the board, and they have to collect some emergency equipment on the way, and they have to try to make sure they don't get shot into outer space down one of the chutes or bitten by a snake along the way, the only natural predator of the mole rat. So it's just a great game with a great theme. It's by the creator of Pandemic and Forbidden Island, and it plays like a kind of strategic chutes and ladders, so it feels familiar, but it's just so fun, and it's a great one. It's one of my favorite ones right now for siblings to play together. Next up, I have my games for later elementary school kids, ages 8 to 10. Dinosaur Tea Party is a game that is basically Guess Who, but with dinosaurs, and it plays up to 4 players, which is really great. I love this game because the dinosaurs are all, the graphics are so fun. It's fun to just look at the different cards. And the dinosaurs all have specific traits, so you know if you're supposed to say yes or no. You just ask yes or no questions, and that's how you're supposed to eliminate and figure out who the person is holding, which dinosaur card they have in their hands. But they throw in a little twist, and there are 3 dinosaurs each time that have party quirks, and it changes each time. You have these little tiles you lay out, and so it varies who has the quirks. And kids go nuts over guessing these particular dinosaurs because it's so fun and exciting to do so. And they lie or they switch all of their answers from yes or no, regardless of what you ask. Or there's one that just says no. No matter what you ask, they just say no. So it's really fun and kind of interesting to try to figure out which one the person is by eliminating all of the different dinosaurs. And you are supposed to play with an accent, which really elevates the whole experience and makes it hilarious and fun to play. The other game for this category is Tacocat spelled backwards. And this is basically war, plus a little strategy is what the basic gameplay is. You battle your hand of cards against each other, and then whoever has the lowest card at the end of that is the winner of the round. And you play several rounds until one person has the Tacocat onto their side of the board. And I like this game because it is by the makers of Exploding Kittens, and they have exploded onto the game front in the last few years, and they come out with games that are really easy to learn and have very hilarious graphics from the Oatmeal, if you're familiar from that style of art. And they're just really fun to play. So this one, I've played a lot of different games by Exploding Kittens, but this is my current favorite. Next up, for middle schoolers ages 11 to 13, this seems like an age where a lot of kids just really take off on Harry Potter, and there's a game called Harry Potter Catch the Golden Snitch, and it is a speed game rather like Spoons or Throw Burrito, but it has a Quidditch theme, and you are collecting cards frantically to get sets, and then you can throw bludgers at each other, and each time you take the bludger and you press it back into the box, and eventually that causes the golden snitch to fly up. Somebody catches that, and then you end the game, tally up your points. Whoever got the most points is the winner. So this is great if your kids love Harry Potter. I cannot say how important theme is for kids for board games. They'll play pretty much anything if it has the right theme. And good news, there are a few other Harry Potter themed games out there if you just have a huge Harry Potter fan on your hands. There's Harry Potter Labyrinth. There's even Harry Potter Uno. So this one, great little speed game in its own right, and it feels like playing Quidditch. The other game, it seems like a lot of kids get really into Marvel at this age as well. Love Letter Infinity Gauntlet. Don't get hung up on the word love letter. That is the style of game. It is a fantastic game. In this, you have a team that is the Avengers against Thanos, and you're strategically playing cards against each other to try to eliminate the other person's hit points, and you win if you're the Avengers and you take out Thanos, all of his hit points, and he wins if he either takes out your hit points or collects all of the Infinity Stones before you've stopped him. And this game is great because, again, theme, and it plays differently than the other love letter games. Each has unique gameplay, and this I really enjoy. I like the team aspect of it. And good news, if your child is really into Marvel, there are loads of options for Marvel board games. There's Marvel Splendor, there's 5-Minute Marvel, which we love, and even Marvel Flux. Next up, we have games for high schoolers. I'm saying ages from 14 to 17 or 18. Draftosaurus is a game where you are strategically placing dinosaurs in a zoo for points. And this one is great because it's kind of like if you've played Sushi Go, that's what drafting is. But this, you have a little handful of dinosaurs, you select one, place it on your zoo, and pass them around. And then you have the next few that you're having to place and put. There's a die that you roll that limits a little bit where you're able to place them, which makes you have a little bit more strategy involved. So it's just really great, easy to pick up. The theme is fun, and it's perfect for a family game night with your high schooler. The other game I have here is Unmatched. Unmatched is a dueling game where you have a deck of cards specific to whichever character you have selected, and you can mix characters from all sorts of different sets and collections, battle them together, and see who wins. It plays 2, 3, or 4 players, and it is fabulous. My main complaint is we got this game, and now we have 8 different versions because the more different characters you have to mix and match, it just gets more and more fun. It kind of feels like Super Smash Brothers, but in board game form to me. And the characters we have so far are Sinbad, Medusa, King Arthur, Alice from like Alice in Wonderland, the Raptors, Muldoon, Beowulf, Little Red Riding Hood, the Invisible Man, Jekyll and Hyde, Sherlock Holmes, Bruce Lee, and Deadpool. So it's quite the mix. they're coming out with more and more characters. I've been playing this with my 9-year-old son and my husband and friends for game nights for ages now, and we're going to keep on collecting more sets. So this one, I'd say it is so fabulous, but it ends up where you just keep on collecting more and more. They have a bunch of Marvel characters coming out. There's more Jurassic Park sets, more of just interesting historical characters, and everything is fabulous. The artwork, they have miniatures, people paint the miniatures, and just the cards have references to the characters and their history or the movies that they've been in. It is all just it has been amazing playing through, and we love this game. And finally, I'm going to share the games that I'm getting as gifts for my own kids this year. I do a lot of research about different games that are coming out, and these are the ones I'm really excited about for my own family. For my youngest, Juliet, who is 2, I am getting her my First Orchard from HABA. It is a cooperative game where you roll the die and you're trying to collect all the different fruits before a raven comes and steals them. HABA games are fantastic. She loves her games and is very proud of playing them. I'm excited to check this one out. For my son, Patrick, who is 6, we are going to get him Shaky Manor. It is a game where you have kind of like a treasure box and you're trying to shake items around in it to get them into the correct room to get the most points. And yeah, it's kind of a Halloween themed game for the winter, but he is a very active child, and I feel like this will be a good way to get some energy out in a responsible manner indoors during the winter. So I'm very excited about this. For my daughter, Eleanor, who is 8, I am getting Kim Joy's Magic Bakery. She was a contestant on the Great British Baking Show. I love the Great British Baking Show. And they made a game that is cooperative with a cute theme. And I keep on hearing about this on some legit board game groups. There's some buzz around this game, which is really neat. Basically, she set up a bakery in the woods, and different animals have different orders they're coming and asking for, and there's 10 different scenarios that tell a story, and this just seems spot on for my daughter, and honestly spot on for me. I'm very excited about checking this out. And finally, for my oldest son, Bradley, who is 9, we are going to try out Happy City. This is a city building game by Gamewright. Again, I keep on hearing about this game. I keep on hearing excellent things. And I really like this one because it sounds like they have a family play mode, but they also have a more challenging mode if you want to step it up a little bit. And I love games that are great both for playing with kids and playing as adults. So that's it for my holiday gift guide for kids. Winter is a good time to play board games in general, and so this is a great opportunity to stock up on some great ones. Subscribe to my channel. I come out with how to play videos so you don't have to read through rules, and I have top 10 lists coming out all the time. So thanks so much, and I'll see you next time from Game Like a Mother.